Hi TransByDef, this is Christine, and our topic this week is social situations. It's sort of what it was like before we transitioned and what's changed, what differences do we notice now. And so, for me, before I transitioned, I some of the other girls said socially awkward. That would be accurate for me. Not socially awkward as in I couldn't go to school and fit in a little bit. Or that people thought that I was weird or anything like that. It's like I sort of blended and hid, and I didn't have big groups of friends that were, my friends. I definitely was no social butterfly. In high school, I didn't go to dances or, go to parties or anything at all, ever. I went to one dance with a girl, and I was so scared to dance, I didn't dance with her. It was embarrassing. She ended up dancing with somebody else the whole time, and I got my feelings incredibly hurt from it. There was one time that I went to a dance, and I was a senior, and I had a freshman girl grab my hand and say, "Hey, you're dancing with me." And she made me dance with her, and that went great. That was amazing. That was how it should be. And she's actually still a friend of mine, because she's an amazing woman, with a great big heart. She saw me standing there dance after dance, not dancing, and she's like, "Come dance with me." And so I did. I had a great time. That was one of the few high points in my entire high school, or before, that I can remember. And most of it was actually not good. Not bad, just not good. Some of it was bad. I got picked on some. Never had a fight that I couldn't lose, which was interesting because I was bigger than pretty much anybody. But yeah, it wasn't my thing. I did scouts. At first, I was, pretty much the outcast. But as I grew up, as I became one of the older kids, I took on leadership roles within the thing, and I was a senior patrol leader for a while, and then a junior assistant scoutmaster for a while. And I had the respect of my peers, but I didn't really fit in. And it only used to be that I would make, decent friendships with people that, on a one-on-one basis. The more people that were there, the less I seemed to feel at home and at ease. I don't know if that's still true. Since transitioning, I have lost the vast majority of my friends, or people that I would have said are our friends. They're pretty much her friends. And so I've made new friends, and they're people that don't judge me. They don't think less of me because I transitioned. Many of them probably think more of me because I've transitioned. They realize it's an incredibly honest and dangerous thing to do, and they respect me for that. And so I think I'm making new friends, but at the same time, these new friends, most of them I've met on a one-on-one basis. But there is an exception. My friend Lisa invited me along to a Thanksgiving dinner with a friend of hers and a group of other friends of hers, the hosts. And so I was thrown into a social situation where I didn't know anybody, but they were aware of trans people because they were aware of my friend Lisa. And they accepted her. And so I got to make new friends in a group setting, and we all just kind of, were girls just talking and visiting with each other and learning about each other and about our lives, and I had a great time. I think I expected to go for like dinner and maybe like 1 or 2 hours, and I think we went in the afternoon, like 5 or 6, and it was like 1 or 2 in the morning before we left. And then the same person threw a New Year's Eve party. And again, I thought, midnight, we're done. So we went at like 7 or 8 o'clock, somewhere in between there, and we left at 5 a.m. Not all new people, but a lot of new people at the New Year's Eve party. And it was great, with one exception. There was one particular person who was drunk, admittedly, but it was a guy, and he had been in the military, very confident of himself, and made some statements that were interesting. But one of the things that he said to me, he looked at me, he said, I've been talking to you for a while, I've heard a little bit about your story, but here's the thing, you don't believe that you're female. You're lying to me. I know this because I interrogated people in the military, is what he's saying. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. This I do know. And it was amazing because he's like, well, I just can't see you that way. You're a guy, and it's like, okay. And then at one point he says, I could pick a trans person out from anywhere. Those people that say that they slept with a trans person but didn't mean to sleep with a trans person, they didn't know, they're lying. I said, really? And then later that night I came back and I showed him some pictures. I showed him 3 different cisgendered women, just regular women. One of them, very feminine, straight, been, very feminine. And I showed one trans woman, and he got every one of them wrong. He labeled one of the cisgendered women male. Male. And he labeled our co-host Katie female, cis female. He had no clue. He's talking out his ass. And it was enlightening. It was really, really disheartening being called out like that, and I would have been incredibly offended, except for the fact that I had 2 other people that were sitting there that were hosts of the party, telling him what an ass he is, and how he didn't know what he was saying. He was, he was nuts, and apologizing for him being an idiot. And he was. He was being an idiot, but he was drunk, and it wasn't mean-spirited. It just wasn't nice, and it was definitely wrong. So, outside of that experience, I had a great time. I do notice, like, women are a bit more talkative, a little bit more, and I still don't deal with that well. Outside of, like, the people that I do voice therapy with, because I've kind of bonded to them. I, I can do a conversation there, and it works better. But I'm pretty shy, and I'm still pretty shy. Not a ton has changed. So I have a feeling that will change with time. It's probably just something that I haven't given myself permission yet. I had to wait 6 months to give myself permission, more than 6 months, to give myself permission to get earrings. Yeah. I'm a little slow. So, we'll see. But I can tell that there's definitely much more social interaction between women. And it's something I really enjoy, but I'm not in many social situations where I'm dealing or interacting with a lot of other women. So I'm not there yet. We'll see. Anyway, have a great week. I'm probably not going to be showing pictures of my kids. It's come up in court in our divorce hearing. I was roundly criticized for it by the kid's lawyer. As long as that's pending, as long as I don't know what's going on, I'm not going to show pictures of the kids anymore, which actually makes me really sad because they're cute. So, sorry. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.